why I have all these suits, because I just am such a visual person. All right, so pretend I have on this suit too, all right? So when the baby is down here, starting out, then the baby grows up, 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 right? All these organs are still present and they're still needed. So they're being pushed all around to and up, right? What's up there? We have ribs. All right, so our ribs are there, and it's like, oh, not a lot of space, so your ribs get wider. I'm sure a lot of you might have gone up some bra sizes when you were pregnant, and you might not have gone all the way back down to pre-baby size. Now, that is a very normal, natural thing to happen, is the rib flare during pregnancy, and even postpartum, it happens, and it doesn't always come back down. And so what do we do about that? Well, one, I want you to assess your ribs to see if you have rib flare. There are two types of rib flare. The first type of rib flare is kind of a lateral flare. So lateral is where it's out to the sides, okay? Lateral is where it's out to the sides. The other one is more of where it's just kind of thrusted forward. You see? Where here's my rib cage like this. When I go forward, it makes it a bit wider because I'm flaring it forward. So there's forward rib flare and there's lateral out to the sides. And both of those are things that you want to work on, and people will try to minimize and say, oh, your ribs are fine. You know, it's no big deal. Some people think I'm trying to like pick on people or get people to be an ideal shape or size. That's not it. It really comes down to function. So what's attached to your ribs? You actually have muscles attached to your ribs. So here are muscles. You have your abdominal muscles are actually attached to them. So if your ribs are actually flared out this way, then your external obliques, let me just show you. You have your external obliques are connected there at the base of your ribs, and they come down this way. And so your external obliques actually help pull them back in, and that's the muscle that helps to move you this way, okay? You're kind of crisscrossing that way. So if your external obliques had to kind of give way because the baby was pushing up, postpartum, if you still have that flare out to the side, then your external obliques are one of the muscles that are really going to probably need a little bit of work, okay? How do you know if you have a lateral rib flare? Okay, here's a way to test that's pretty simple, like a simple way to do it. I just grab a book. Books that are usually have a 90-degree angle. You should be round about at a 90-degree angle, okay? You should be round about at a 90-degree angle. You should try to get a straight line to go down that way. And if your ribs are wider than a 90-degree angle, then you have a lateral rib flare. Some people may have just more on one side. Now, if you have slightly more on one side, it's okay because you have different organs on the different sides. I won't pull up my organ suit because I got to go soon. But if it's quite a bit wider than 90 degrees, then you're going to want to really work on bringing that down. In my link in my bio,